Are you sick and tired of talking about The Flash yet? Because I'm not. Hey, what's up, everyone? Renee LOWKEY GEEK here. And at CinemaCon, the attendees of the Warner Brothers presentation was treated to being able to watch kind of like the world debut and premiere of the Flash movie. Now, the screening that they went to see today shows a Flash movie that is not yet 100% complete, but I think for the most part, it is pretty much, maybe I would say 85 to 90%, more than likely. But still, they were able to treat it to this early glimpse of the Flash movie. And the great thing that Warner Brothers decided to do in DC Studios was that they lifted the kind of social media embargo of the movie, which means that anyone who got to see the movie are allowed to give their brief kind of reactions to what they saw on social media. Now, of course, you're not allowed to give any spoilers or give really full depth like reviews of what they saw. So it's very limited to just social media and all that kind of stuff like that. So the reactions are coming in because the screening just ended about, like, I would say 30 minutes ago. So I think it's time to see how well are people reacting to the Flash movie and if it's living up to all the hype. I'll tell you right now, it looks like it is. So let's check out some of these reactions. All right, first reaction we got here, Scott Mance. I love Scott Mance. He's been around for a long time. He says, The Flash is awesome. One of the very best DC movies. A perfect blend of action, heart, and humor. So many wow and chill-inducing moments that longtime DC fans will love. Ezra Miller is superb, twice actually, and Michael Keaton still got it. So, kind of glowing review of the movie there. Not surprising, Scott Mance is very easily pleased, but it's nice to see that he enjoyed it. Next, we got Rob Keyes. He said, just watch The Flash at CinemaCon. It has some stuff in it you will not believe, and it showcases much more of Barry Allen's powers. It is indeed one of DC's best and fits nicely as a bridge story between the old and new DCEU franchises. It's also the funniest DC movie ever. So definitely weighing in on more about the humor and comedy. And I like the fact that he mentions about the bridging of the two kind of regimes, I guess, at this point, because we are gearing away from the Zack Snyder kind of DC universe and going into what James Gunn and Peter Safran are putting together. So my feelings as a whole, I always thought that The Flash was going to act as kind of like that flashpoint moment where it's a perfect time to kind of reset things and you know, kind of have the ability to restart things all over again. So good to see that, you know, at least someone chimed in on that. Next, we got Jermaine Lucier. Yep. The Flash is as good as rumored. It's Back to the Future meets Spider-Man No Way Home, with all the humor and heart of the former and action and surprises of the latter. If anything, it might be a tad too ambitious, but it's also just incredibly satisfying, heartwarming, and fun. Again, glowing praise here. I love the comparison of Back to the Future meets Spider-Man No Way Home. I guess that talks more about kind of the time travel aspects of it, and Spider-Man No Way Home in kind of the surprises and the melding of, you know, former DC heroes, characters that we never thought would kind of end up in this DC universe that we're in right now. Kind of like how Spider-Man melded all the Spider-Man together. Here, obviously, we have Michael Keaton's Batman, and who knows what else? So it'll be interesting to see what that really all means when we get to see the full final product. All right, we got Eric Davis. DC's The Flash is tremendous. Forget DC, it is without a doubt among the best superhero films ever made. An all-timer. Inventive storytelling, fantastic action sequences, great cast. So many nerdy details. I'm in tears at the end. Everything you want from a superhero film and more. So look at that. That's just someone who just really appreciates the nerdy side of the movie. Definitely probably a comic book fan for sure, superhero fan. But again, glowing review here. And I haven't seen one that really criticizes things, but I have a feeling we're going to be getting to that shortly. Next up, we got Frosty, Steven Weintraub at Collider. The Flash is fantastic. I know Ezra Miller has made a lot of mistakes, but they are so good in this movie. Loved Keaton, the action, humor, and emotion. Andy Muschietti has crafted something special. Thumbs way up. WB didn't show the after the credits scenes. Oh, so that's interesting there. So There hasn't been any kind of talk or rumors swirling around about there possibly being post-credit scenes, but I'm pretty sure that they are. Like I said, this movie is a perfect kind of gateway into the transition of what James Gunn and Peter Safran are kind of cooking up and all that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have something in there to tease what is to be expected with under the new regime and all. All right, here we have Perry Nemiroff, also of Collider, and I'm pretty sure you've seen her in, I believe Regal has her little Perry's, pics and all that kind of stuff like that. So Perry Nemiroff says, caught an unfinished cut of The Flash and dug it quite a bit, especially how the narrative challenges Barry to confront who he is, who he could have become, and how one's influenced by the people in or not in their life. It's a successful mix of heartfelt coming of age. That's awesome. I mean, again, that really makes it sound like it's going to be a very emotional and very personal type of story for Barry Allen. And that's kind of what I've been hearing, where it's like, it's a Flash movie, it's a superhero movie, but it's really more of an understanding and exploration of Barry Allen, which we haven't really gotten in the DCU as of yet. Now, we definitely we have the Flash TV show and series and all that, where we really understand more of the Barry Allen character, but this Barry Allen we have not. So it's going to be really good to see what we're going to learn as far as this version of Barry Allen in the movies. And it sounds like Ezra's killing it so far. So let's see what else people have to say. Jeff Snyder, the In-Snyder, Mr. Scoop Extraordinaire. I have a feeling this is going to be the first main criticism that we're going to get from this movie. The Flash. First hour is pretty fantastic. Strikes the perfect tone. Ezra is great, heroic, funny, emotional. The last hour is mostly terrible. Just an utter mess that'll leave you asking, what the hell is going on? Fan service and DC villain problems strike again. Mixed bag overall. Later on, I did catch another tweet from Jeff Snyder stating that he's a little perturbed by his own industry and those who attended CinemaCon and this screening, because he feels like no one is really giving pure and true criticism of what they watch. He thinks people are just kind of gleaming and giving positive reviews just for the fact that, they were invited to this, and they're kind of just letting the hype overflow them with emotion and all that stuff, and not really putting on their critics hat and all. But it is what it is. I can kind of understand that. But it's great that, Jeff will stick to his guns and give us his true feeling about the movie as a whole. Also, I think it should be noted that Jeff is not really a huge comic book movie guy, so I could understand why maybe he may feel what he feels. And as someone who is really into more of the superhero movies, comic book movies and all that, may feel a little bit differently. So take it with a grain of salt, but it's nice to at least see some pure criticism from this screening. All right, Eric Goldman. Yeah, The Flash is legit great. It delivers some notably thrilling, fun, and creative moments I felt I hadn't seen in a million other superhero movies. It had me smiling from the Warner Brothers logo at the top, and I even dug stuff inspired by movies I wasn't into. Interesting. I wonder what he means by that. I'm guessing that maybe they take a lot of influences from other movies in this film, so it'll be really interesting to see what Muschietti has decided to kind of use as his inspirations for building this movie and this journey of Barry Allen. Since it deals with time travel, and we already saw someone kind of compare it to Back to the Future, I'm pretty sure it deals with a lot of time travel aspects, and maybe kind of borrows some influence from a lot of time travel movies. So I'm definitely curious what Eric really means by that. All right, Exhibitor Relations Company, or Co, or I don't know, whatever you want. Guys, here to say it's not hype. The Flash destroys expectations and at the same time mends all bridges. Lightning in a bottle. And as great as Keaton is, Ezra is even better. Look at that. It's amazing to see the amount of praise that Ezra is getting, especially with everything that they've been dealing with lately. Now, I know people feel certain ways about Ezra Miller, their behavior, things that have not really been fully addressed. I'm one of those. I criticize a lot of the things that were happening and how, WB and other, people around Ezra was just not really facing and dealing with what's going on for a very long time until only recently. I'm just hoping Ezra is really do what they need to do in order to recover and just get back into somewhat normalcy, so that they could flourish on as a person. But it's really nice, and I'm sure they love to be hearing a lot of these praises that they're getting. All right, Humberto Gonzalez, believe the hype. Christopher Nolan movies aside, the Flash movie is the greatest DC movie of the last 30 years that belongs in the same conversation as Superman 78 and Batman 89. The movie breaks incredible new ground in superhero cinema and honors DC lore of years past. That's fascinating. That is, again, if you try to kind of read in between the lines, I'm wondering, are we going to get like glimpses into other DC universes that we've seen in the past? Are they going to give kind of like homage to maybe the Christopher Reeve Superman, the Brandon Routh Superman? I don't know. Are we going to get like weird like glimpses of like all these things? Maybe Barry Allen, as he's running through the time, the timelines and all that, he kind of, catches glimpses of all of these things happening around him or whatever. Or does he find himself in situations a la like the Avengers where he's, kind of putting himself in, oh, this is when Superman is saving Lois from the building. Like, oh, what am I doing here? I got to get out of here. Or, find himself with, who knows, the Clooney Batman universe or whatever the case is. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's nice to see that, this is a movie that is probably going to end up being, at least for the time being, the ultimate DC movie out there. All right, Daniel Hoat. The Flash is massively entertaining, extraordinarily funny, but still has solid emotional stakes. It's one of the better multiverse movies out there. Tons of fun surprises, a genuinely superb superhero movie, one of the best in a long time. Very, very satisfying. Again, praises all around, and it's just a lot of glowing praises and a lot of the use of the word satisfying. So it just sounds that with all the hype and all the rumors that this movie just leaves everyone satisfied at the end of it. At least that is what I'm taking from all this. Of course, it's going to affect everyone very differently, but it's nice to hear that this is like the common threads coming out of this screening. RB3, Robert Butler III. Be careful, because The Flash will pull a quick sleight of hand before your very eyes. Andy Muschietti's film magically blends a moving solo Barry Allen story with an exciting nostalgia flick that is legitimately funny. The phenomenal superhero action adds a nice cherry on top. So it's interesting. At first, I thought it was going to be kind of a more critical view of the movie, but it really just says like it's a movie that maybe going into it, you're not going to truly expect it to be what you thought you were walking into. And you're going to be leaving, seeing and maybe understanding it in a whole different way. So, but still enjoyed the movie. So again, another great praise of this film. All right, real quick, Eric Davis followed up again with another comment here saying, I'm honestly floored it's this good. As a monster Back to the Future fan, it has Back to the Future vibes all day. Michael Keaton is amazing, as expected, and this is the best Ezra Miller has been as Flash. Affleck gets some of his best Batman moments too, and Sasha Calle rocks. Is it Calle or Kai? I'm going to say Calle for now, but she's the one that plays Kara, Supergirl. So now I didn't get to pull some of the other things that I saw, but a lot of people were praising Sasha as well as being Supergirl. So I'm hoping, given that this is her first time as the character, that maybe James Gunn may consider her for future iterations of the character, but we'll see. All right, JoeBlow.com. Just out of The Flash at CinemaCon, believe the hype, folks. Truly one of the great superhero movies. Ezra Miller ×2, Sasha Calle, and Michael Keaton. It's pretty perfect and one of the best films of this type you could ever hope to see. So again, another glowing praise of this movie. And to close things out here, we got Matt Ramos. This is truly one of the best superhero movies ever. Believe the hype. Oh my God, The Flash. A little button it up to kind of close out all the comments and the reactions that I've been seeing on social media. But like I said, for the most part, they all are pretty much saying the same things and they're all pretty much glowing, with the exception, of course, of Snyder. saying that at least the first hour is fantastic. But it sounds like this is the movie that everyone was expecting after all the hype and all the rumors and everything like that. So this makes me extremely excited. I cannot wait to catch this movie. I do have a feeling this movie is going to surprise a lot of people, especially those who probably were not knowing what to expect with a movie like this. And it may turn out to be, who knows, maybe it is going to be the best DC superhero or maybe overall superhero movie of all time. But let's wait and see. But let me know, what do you all think about the reactions that you've been seeing coming out on social media? Are you eagerly anticipating The Flash when it comes out this summer? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. That's going to be it for now. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, and if you haven't done so yet, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time a new video is posted. If you want LOWKEY Geek on the go, just check out LOWKEY Geek on your podcast platform of choice, where you can download audio versions of things that we do here and listen to them while you're on the toilet, at the gym, or in the car, just whenever you feel you want to hear this lovely voice of mine. Last but not least, if you're in a position to help support the channel and help support the channel grow, definitely do check out the affiliates that we have in the description of this video. Perhaps you could find something awesome for yourself or for a loved one, and by participating, you'll be helping support this channel at no additional cost to you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. Stay cool, stay classy, stay safe, and I will catch you all in the next one. All right, peace out, y'all.